So having a regular stereo like this, I really wanted to upgrade, and I decided to upgrade to something that I've really wanted for a long time, which is a touchscreen Android system built in your car. Functions just like your phone. Alright guys, my name is Irvin, also known as Koboman. This video we're going to do some unboxing of a generic version of Android system like so, and how to wire it. This box comes with a package that has everything that you need. And in this case, we're looking at the receiver for the camera. One is receiver and the other one is transmitter for your wireless backup camera that comes with this system. And this is the camera itself. It's waterproof and it has night vision, also wireless. I know that you see the wires here, but the point of being wireless is so you don't run the wires across your whole car. So it saves you in that. This is the wiring harness that goes back into the back of the unit that came with this box. Of course, if you're interested, there are links in the description for anything that you see here, including the wiring harness that you may need to buy for your car in order to install it. These are the instructions that came with it in English. Everything is in color and labeled clearly. Also, each wire on the harness itself is also labeled with a name, and of course they're all color coded as well. You can see that the instructions themselves have everything in English to tell you what each wire does and where it goes, which is really cool. This is the GPS antenna that you connect to the back of the unit, which I will show you exactly where it goes to later. You just have to make sure that the sensor itself is free of obstruction when you install it. This is the unit itself. It also has labels on it, which is really good. Every time you can save time on looking at the manual is something you would do. That's an external microphone camera that if you want the second one, but this one does come with built-in microphone, so I didn't have to worry about that. But if you wanted to add an extra one, you can certainly can. That's a Wi-Fi antenna, so you can connect your Wi-Fi internet. And those are the auxiliary connectors for audio. And we have a USB connection that you can use to mirror your phone if you'd like. This is where the wiring harness plugs in, and that's where the GPS screws on. So I'm just going to pop that off, or I'm going to put it back up, but I'm going to pop it off later on and then use it. And then here it just says the maximum length of the screws you can use on the side, and you can tell it looks just like a standard stereo doubled in size that you would use. Also, there is a wiring diagram on top, which is also great, can save you a lot of time. And when it comes to installing, the screen is 7-inch touchscreen and it's supposed to be IPS screen. I have no way of testing that for sure, so I wouldn't know. You can use an SD card up front and it just has everything touchscreen. This is the wiring harness. As you can see there, everything is labeled. For my car, I had to buy another wiring harness so that way it just plugs in after I wire all the wires together, which I will show you here as well. So make sure you do get that as well for your car. And I'm just going to go by the, just to double sure, I was looking at the manual there, but everything is labeled as you can see. And in my case, it was so simple. You just match the colors of the wires and then you connect them together. For that, I had to buy a couple of more things which were super cheap at the local store, and that is Splice Connector. You don't want to solder anything on a car. You might want to use Splice Connectors, and to crimp them together, I just use regular pliers. I couldn't find my crimper, and this is what it looks like. You would basically insert matching color wires into that and then squeeze them together with the pliers. And of course you have to make sure that you strip it first. These came pre-stripped, so I just basically just pulled it off, the plastic part of it, and I did a little twist action on there to make it easier to insert into that end. As you will see here in a moment, makes it a lot easier to just kind of push it in there and do the same with the other part of it. So remember, this is the wiring harness that plugs into my car's system directly, and this is part that goes into the unit itself. You can see it's labeled, I should say, I apologize. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. We'll do a little twist action there. I'm going to insert it to the other side of it, and then I'm going to use my pliers to kind of squeeze it all together. As you can see, guys, this is so simple. I highly recommend doing this yourself. Of course, every car is going to be different when it comes to installing the unit itself, so that's not the part I can show you here because my car is going to be totally different from your car. However, I will show you this part of it where it's so simple to wire this harness together, you know. And of course, I will show you how it looks like all kind of together, you know, all of those wires connected together, and that's pretty cool. I do have extra wires, and these go into the other parts of my car. For example, you know, steering wheel controls for volume up and down, this and that, and you know, maybe a couple other things that you may have in your car or may not. This is how it looks like. I did film this with my cell phone real quick, so I apologize for the quality of the video here, but as you can see, this is Android 8.0, and I believe it's specifically designed for the car itself, because it has some features in there, like you saw there, that are car settings. I moved things around to make things handy, but I do have navigation, radio there, and you know, you can set things, program things just like in a regular car. And then you have the apps. These are actually the widgets that you just kind of swipe, but it came with a bunch of stuff pre-installed that you might want to use in a car. And this one actually came with offline GPS system installed, which is called IGO navigation. But I went ahead and installed maps and, you know, all the Google goodies that I really like to use. Also that widget for the weather, you know, so anything that you want to do, you know, anything you do with your phone, you know what I mean? All those apps, you can install them. No problem. It is an Android system, which I really like. Now, the touchscreen is okay. It's not the best, but it's okay for a car stereo, so I'm not going to pretend like it's the best, you know, system. This is the Bluetooth. You can pair your phone, and it, you know, you just walk into your car and you make calls, you receive calls. That works great. I've tested it. That works great. Again, there will be a link in the description to this specific one, but of course, and that's for music to play. And I mean, there's so much you can just imagine in there, you know, anything you can download. I'm not going to pretend and say that this is the best radio system that I bought, because it wasn't that expensive. It was like around the 180, but I got a discount and this and that. Here's the equalizer where you can control the audio. This part of it is amazing. So basically controls how much sound is coming from each angle. So it's like a, you know, like that fade front to back, but this makes it so amazingly surround sound feel like that it's just like amazing how it works. I don't know if you ever like listen to a movie with headphones or played a video game and you can hear that perfect surround sound. That's what it does with that zone selecting thing. And there's that easy connect thing that you saw. I believe that's for mirroring of your phone. I didn't really care for that because I already have. I installed Google Assistant, and of course you have APK installer in there if you want to install some of the other, you know, applications that you know might be interested in. With the direct sunlight, it's okay. I can still see it when I'm driving, so there will be direct sunlight on it, and it would still look okay. It does have a bunch of car features where, like, you know, raises the audio the faster you drive. You can adjust all of these things, which I'm really, really happy about. Again, I can't say that this is the best system because I got it recently. I've had it for about a week now, and I've been using it quite often. You know, I would use voice commands and say, hey, do this and that, you know. In this case, I didn't have the internet connected, but the voice recognition works perfect. All right, guys, let me know if you like this video. Do me a favor, like it, share with friends, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.